All right. We're doing a big old-fashioned video game haul video. Some pickups, dude. Why not? So I'm gonna get myself up on here on my computer so I can see what I'm doing. And then I can interact with the audience. Everything's gonna be grand. All right, you guys. Okay. Yeah, dude. So today I went to Dang Blasted Video Trader, ball. All right, and we had fun. Okay, we went there in person, dude, like a John. All right, we got some stuffs here, you guys. We got a whole box of Nintendo stuff. We got a box for Nintendo stuff. All right. We got a VHS deck from back in what? Probably the 80s, dude. Look at this thing. You guys see it now? I gotta wait till my computer updates. Yeah, dude. Right here it is. Check this thing out. I got this for free. Okay? We got the deals here, you guys. Alright, so don't even worry about it. So yeah, we've got some different stuffs to show y'all. We're going to be cleaning stuff. Alright, because we got some projects here today. Alright, you guys. So it's really going to be fun here, y'all. Welcome aboard the stream. Check this out. I got myself a Nintendo box. We're going to go ahead and fold it up. Maybe see if we can make it able to be put on the shelf, dude. Alright. Should be pretty good. Okay, now we got to figure out how to fold this up. You see, Brian from Video Trader was telling me the best way to get these like rigid enough for storage with their, if there's no foam in it, is to put another box inside the box. What up, Electro Tat? How you doing, Bo? Welcome aboard the stream. Welcome, you guys. Thanks for joining in, dude. All right, so for now, I think I'm just gonna fold this up the way it is, because I'm just like, I'm too hyped. It's like I can't wait a second or two. I just gotta see it in action, dude. Pardon the pun. But here we are. What up? Too Hype TV. Thanks for being my biggest fan there, bud. Hey, Electro Tat, how's it going, dude? Welcome aboard the stream. I'm gonna see if I can fold this in because it's in rough shape. Okay, I only paid $30 for this box, so it's not the best, but it'll be good for what I'm using it for. I'm just gonna put it up on top of the shelf and use it as decoration. What is up, Siva? How you doing, bud? Welcome aboard the stream. All right, you guys. For the new ones coming in, we got a VHS player from the 80s right here. We got for free. Electro Tat says, cool, man. Got me a professional disc repair machine. Dude, you can start your own business now. That's what's up, my guy. All right, let's see if maybe we can fold this side a little bit easier. Maybe, bah. Okay. Yeah, not in the greatest of shapes, but it is square, okay? That's the shape that counts, right? But it's going to be high up. Nobody's ever going to see it. It's not like I'm blasting it across the lives or anything. Nobody's ever going to know. All right. Okay. So we finally got this thing. Fold it up, dude. All right. So this is what we got. I don't know. What do y'all think? Does it look decent enough? I'm out of the shot. Where do I need to go? Closer over here. Yeah, there we go, dude. Betamax? No, I haven't had Betamax yet. It'd be cool to get one. No, it's for when I get scratched PS1 discs off eBay. Dude, that is the most wholesome thing I've heard all day. Dude, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I like this box. It's a little bit scratched up because he always had like his kids coming over, and I assume they like took a pencil or a pen to it and just went like burp, 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 like that. But hey, it's gonna be up high. Nobody's ever gonna know. You guys can keep a secret, right? Either that, or I can just flip it around to this side. This side's in a lot better shape. I don't know. We're gonna put it up at the top of the shelf. So I'm gonna adjust the camera stand as such so y'all can see Bob. Alright, that's a little bit too far. It's pretty good. Hey, thanks for the likes, you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Alright, dude. I think we're gonna take down the Master System stuff since we already got the Sega thing up there, and then maybe I'll hang these on the wall or something. That way we'll have all three. We'll have TurboGrafx, Sega, and Nintendo up there. That's all you really need, dude. How about this right here? Maybe up a little further. Yeah, I want to take this off here. Alright, dude, not too bad. I'll take it. Alright. How does that look? Does that look pretty good? I might take like some of the folders off of there or something. That make it look better. I don't have to worry about the posters falling off. I can just set this straight down on the thing. Yeah, she's pretty beat up, but what are you gonna do? Should be all right. Let's see, how's that look now? Does that look good? How's it going, Simon Belmont? Welcome aboard. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? And thanks, Electro Ted. I appreciate that. Vivi, welcome aboard. This one over here. It is I think it's a 20-inch Emerson from 2005 with the DVD player. And it works pretty dang good, Bo. Alright. Okay, so we're going to go back over here to the main event, you guys. We haven't even gotten to the main event yet. Imagine that. We got plenty of stuff going on here at the CRT Gamer channel. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, okay? We're doing this shit day in, day out these days. So don't forget to tune in. I'm debating. Okay, check this Nintendo out, dude. You see how beat this thing is? I feel like this would make a good like restoration video. Cause I could like plastic weld this back together and clean it up real nice. But at the same time, I could do it here on stream even if you guys wanted to see that. I'm at the very least going to test them out and maybe clean these two up because I've actually got 3 Nintendos in here, Bo. Not only 2, I got 3 of them. See, I took mine to the shop to go get modded so I can do direct capture from that and make YouTube videos of Nintendo games with my RetroTink 5X. I had to look over and remember what it was called. But, yeah, 3 Nintendos, you guys. And we're going to do a little experiment with these. You guys will see that when it comes out, so stay tuned for that. Don't get your hopes up, okay? We're just going to roll with the punches here, you guys. Alright, you know what else we got? We got ourselves A gray zapper gun. Oh yeah. See, I had a zapper gun, but it's orange. I always liked the gray ones better. I had a gray one as a kid, so that's what we're doing there. I got myself a Babies R Us bag, because that's apparently what I am now, is just a big old baby. But here we go. Let's get this down closer to the floor so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. What up, Simon Beaumont? You got 3? That's no fair. I only had 1 when it broke. That was it. My parents wouldn't buy me a new one. Oh, it broke? That sucks, dude. See, I don't know if I should even tell this story, but when I was a kid, there was one time I brought my Super Nintendo into the living room, and I brought like a little 9-inch tube TV, and I set it on the floor, and I was playing it in there, and at one point my mom was like, you need to get that out of the living room, and I like totally refused to do it. So she threw my Super Nintendo out in the garage, like pretty hard. And ever since then, the LED stopped working, and it's got a rattle trap in it. So we got that going for us. Anyway, with these Nintendos, we also got a universal adapter. We got that for $5. I got all these in trade. This wasn't in trade though. We got some AV cables. We got this OEM AC adapter out of a test market set from 1985, I think. And it was $15. We got a free RF adapter that was thrown in the deal. We got another universal adapter for $5. And this controller was free. We got a free dog bone, you guys. Can you imagine that? It's in pretty decent shape too. It's not too bad. Is this a good angle, you guys? Hold on, let me see. That's so lame. SNES was such a good console too. Yeah, I know. It's like that kind of ruined my life for a little bit. But hey, what are you gonna do? What is going on with this camera? I have to tighten it down. Hold on. Is that good there? All right. Anyway, yeah, we got this one that's ratted the fuck out. We've got this one. It's got a good bottom on it, but it's got a note on the bottom that says, I don't like this that much, which could mean it doesn't work very well. What is my favorite game? I'd have to say Ninja Gaiden for the for the original Nintendo. If we're talking Master System, it would have to be either Power Strike or Kenseiden. And then for the TurboGrafx, it would have to be Blazing Lasers. I can't pick a single game. It's got to be one for each console at the very least. Well, yeah, all these consoles are really, really dirty here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and clean them and test them. Unless you guys think I should save this for a dedicated restoration video, which I don't know how good it's gonna turn out anyway. Because when I go to plastic weld this, there's still gonna be a crack there, so I'll have to plastic weld the top of it, put filler on it, sand it down, and then repaint it. But these are textured though, so they either have to be a different color or it'd have to be a crack there. But I get it to look a lot better. Anyway, what do you guys think? Alright, this comment says, that is a classic game. I spent so many hours playing Ninja Gaiden. That was a hard game. Yeah, it is a difficult game. It took me a long, long time to eventually be able to beat it. But I've beaten it a few times now. But yeah, it's a very good game. I'm actually going to put my laptop over here so I can read comments better without having to lean over there. Alright. So what do you guys think? I guess I'll start cleaning this one. And now we can't use rubbing alcohol on the front. This is a PSA, you guys. Never use rubbing alcohol to clean where the logo is here or any of the lettering anywhere, because it'll take it right off. I had to learn that lesson the hard way with my other Nintendo. It's in the shop right now. Any of you guys just coming in, I'm getting it modified so I can do direct capture without the jitter in it, so be able to upload plenty of YouTube videos for the Nintendo, dude. Alright. So I think what we're going to start out with, I'm going to get my lighting set up going here so we can make this a legit video for all you guys joining in. If anybody ever had any question about my lighting setup, this is what it is. It's one of these big dome lights, dude. How does that look? Does that look any better? I got a damper on it I can put on, like a blue filter. Let me see here. Let me point up to the sky even. What do you think? Is that better? Yeah, it's a little bit more light. That's all we really need. All right, man. I'm going to go ahead and... My favorite game was Castlevania, the original one, although I did like Simon's Quest and Castlevania 3 as well. You know, that was the only other game I was debating on replacing Ninja Gaiden with as my favorite pick, because I really like Castlevania. It's a really good game. See, I have the 5-screw version, which I don't know if it's possible to beat it or not, because it has a major glitch in it to where it's really difficult to get past. I think it's level 5 without the game completely crashing out, which I demonstrated in my Castlevania video from a couple years back. I had to learn that the hard way too. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this Nintendo has a pretty big scratch right up here. I'm going to go ahead and try to buff it out. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. You guys see that? Get it close. Yeah, you guys can see it now. I'm going to try to buff that scratch out. It's pretty deep, but while we're at it, I want to go ahead and try to buff the rest of the top here and get some of this dirt and grime off of it. Yeah, this is the good top. This is the best top we got out of the 3, because this one looks great and all, but it's cracked here in the corner, and it looks like it's been stepped on a couple times. You can see it's got shoe prints on it. His kids probably stepped on it, because there ain't no room to walk back there in the back. But oh well, what are you going to do? This looks a mess. Let's get this out of the way so we can have a little bit more of a clean slate to work on this Nintendo. I'm going to go ahead and invest as much time in it as I can before I test it. That way it won't work when I test it, and I'll do all this work for nothing. Sound like a plan, you guys? Sounds like a plan to me, dude. Let's hit it. You know, the one thing I like to change about YouTube is like the copyright policy. Let's go ahead and abolish all laws while we're at it. But I'd like to like have some like really cool music going on in the background as I do this kind of thing. Of course, we got way too much compound on the rag. It's a requirement, you guys, okay? Everybody be sure you put way too much compound on your rag whenever you go to buff anything, Bob. Alright? Now, I don't recommend this to anybody, even though I might if it ends up working out really well. But just based on the fact that if you try to use rubbing alcohol on these, it'll take the lettering right off. I think I'm going to refrain from using rubbing alcohol. And now you could use glass cleaner, but I don't know. It doesn't really clean as well, I don't think. Now you can already see it's getting lighter where we've cleaned it. So that's a pretty good sign. We gotta get all these off of here. Yeah, this might take a while, you guys. See, I can't really time lapse while I'm in the live, so you guys gotta keep me entertained with plenty of interesting commentary, you guys. Yeah, dude, when I went into Video Trader, I was surprised. It was there was a lot of stuff in there, dude. I'm telling you, a lot of stuff. And I don't want to say anything bad about anything, but I went in there and I got a whiff of something. I'm like, man, what is that smell? And later on, I noticed there was a bag of Taco Bell that had probably been sitting there for weeks, and like the bottom of the bag was like wet, and I'm like, oh god, somebody needs to throw that out. But anyway, yeah, anytime I go in there, I feel the need to clean. If you catch my drift, like I just start picking up random games off the floor and putting them away. And I tried sitting down in an office chair that's in there, and I knocked like 100 CDs on the floor. So I had to go ahead and pick all those up, right? So that was fun. I remember I said I was going to try to buff this scratch out here. I don't know if it'll come out or not, but there's a chance it may. But I already like the way this is turning out here, you guys. Would it help if I put more lighting on it? Would you guys be able to see it better if I went like this? Is that better in any way, shape, or form? I feel like it might be. Yeah, it looks alright. That's about as low as my camera stand will go. It's mainly meant for like standing up on stuff. Or like filming while you're standing up. So Electrotat, you really have that many PS1 games that you need a resurfacer? I know back when I used to collect PS1, yeah, there's quite a few that was scratched up. That's why it took me so long to adopt disc-based media, you know? Because it's like, with VHS, yeah, it'll get fuzzy every now and again, but at least you can still see what's going on. It's not skipping through. You know, so you got, I don't know, it's like more reliable for me. But the thing about it is, my VHS player started eating tapes. And I went to Video Trader, and he has a couple VHSs in there, so I'm like, hey, you want to sell this VHS? You know, this VHS player? He's like, yeah, sure. And I told him what was happening with mine, and he's like, you got anything sitting on top of it? And I'm like, actually, yeah, I do. And he's like, that can cause VHS players to eat tapes. So now I know not to put anything on top of a VHS player. Just another PSA for you guys. But anyway, I'm debating, I still got to send Brian a link to that chip that I want put him on Nintendo. It's not like it's going to be like done anytime soon anyways. So it's like, might as well just wait. But dude, look at the difference. Isn't that looking a lot better already? That's looking pretty dang good, if I do say so. I normally buy mint ones, but sometimes they turn up scratched, so to save sending them back, I got the machine. Can also buy cheaper games and not worry about the disc. Dude, then there's that. There's some collectors out there that collect for the PS1, and they're like, they only buy discs that haven't been resurfaced, and they're so anal about it. I never really got that. Like, when it comes to that point, like, that's when I start pulling my hair out, you know? Because it's like, dude, the discs have been around for 30 years now, or 20-something years at this point. So it's like, what do you expect, you know? That's why I stick with card-based media with the TurboGrafx as well. That, I can't afford a disc drive for that thing anyway. So it's like, I don't know. I'd like to get a TurboGrafx 16 CD just to get like Street Fighter 1 and do all that. But at the same time, what's that going to run me? Like $500? Alright, let's see if we can get this door to brighten up any. Dude, this is looking worlds better. I don't know about you guys, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. I gotta be gentle now. I don't want to break this because these can be pretty fragile sometimes. But yeah, dude, this looks like it came out of a different video game store at this point. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I love Video Trader. I've been going there ever since I was a little kid. I actually remember the first time we went in there. I was 6 years old, and I remember my dad taking me there, and we were sitting in the parking lot looking at the place. And I was like, "What is this place, Dad?" He's like, "Your uncle goes here sometimes." And my uncle is an alcoholic. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, I guess we'll figure out if it's good or not." I ended up really enjoying going there. Their original website is still up from like 20 something years ago. And it's so nostalgic getting on there. I think it's videotrader.com if any of you guys want to look it up. Well, yeah, I remember like the first time going in there, that's kind of what the store looked like back then. So it was always fun going in there, finding a deal with the pocket change for funds for games that I had back in the day. You know? What do you guys think? I'll probably scrub on it a little bit longer. I'll probably get some of this stuff off of the corner here, and then we'll go on to the sides. We got some scratches back there. But dude, I'm liking the way this is looking. I really am. It's like a whole new console. Hey, I wanted to say thank you guys for all the views on the short I posted here a little while back. It has now surpassed the highest viewed video that I have on here. And I just wanted to reach out and say thanks to everybody and all your support. All the new subscribers, everybody coming in, watching the lives. Let's get this bag out of here. That looks like junk. And then the box too. Let's make this a pleasant thing to watch. How's that? Is that too much to ask? You know? Alright. Yeah, we got a couple scratches back here. But I really like the way this is turning out, dude. I really do. This is the best top out of a lot of them. And hopefully this won't turn out too shiny. I mean, I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. It's probably supposed to be matte, right? We got some wall paint on here. Let's go ahead and try to buff that off. I could probably try and get a close-up of this. I don't really know how, other than like putting it on a table. I don't really feel like doing that though. Let's see, can we lower this down without it falling? There. Is that better? Alright. We're gonna keep buffing away here, you guys. So what do you guys think I'm going to do with these Nintendos when I'm done cleaning them and junk? What do you guys think? You want to guess? Something's going to happen, I can tell you that much. I don't know about you guys, but I for a fact know something is going to happen with these consoles, dude. We're going to do a social experiment, okay? I'm going to go out in public and like whack people over the head with them and see which one I can put in a coma for the longest. No, that's a terrible joke. Yeah, we'll let you guys guess on that at this point. Alright, let me go ahead and wipe off my compound off the top here. I'm probably going to go in the vents and try to get some of this junk out of it. You like that electro tat? That joke was inspired by Iceman, dude. He was telling jokes about my face being the brakes for the skateboard in Wonder Boy. I was playing Wonder Boy yesterday. I'm like, there's no brakes on this skateboard? What a jip. He's like, yeah, the brakes are your face. Yeah, you gotta get a new face every once in a while. You know, get the fluids flushed out of your face. Put new fluids in, do all that kind of stuff. Do you need brake maintenance today, sir? Yeah, I could go for a new face. That'd be nice. Play Faceball 3000. That's a good game. Oh, yeah. The very first-person shooter, I think. I don't know. Was it? That was one of the first. Looks better that, too. LOL. Better that, too. I don't know. Do you mind if I try to say it in a British accent to see if it makes more sense if I do it that way? Looks better. I don't know. I don't want to butcher it. I would feel bad. Put them aloud because my family's from there, okay? So don't get offended. All right. At least my mom's side's from there. I'm actually part Middle Eastern, too. I don't know exactly how much, but it's not a lot. Yeah, the NES looks better, doesn't it? I kind of like it. I might actually marry it. I'll go to Idaho so I can marry both my Nintendo and my girlfriend too. I don't know if you know about that, but I guess maybe it's the wrong state. But in my country, a lot of Mormons live in Idaho, and they let you marry more than one wife or something like that. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna go, just so I can marry this and my girlfriend too. Is that too much to ask? You know, we've got some nonsense up here. Non like the bread, but it's nonsense. So we gotta try to buff on that a little bit. It's pretty grungy back there, dude. It looks like somebody took it on the pavement and went like that. That's almost what it looks like. Oh, I've been meaning to ask you, Electro Tat. Did you ever get to selling that Volkswagen Polo? Dude, if I was in the UK, I might buy that. It's got MOT and everything, dude. What else could you ask for? MOT. That's something we haven't adopted here, thank God. In Ohio, you don't even have to get your car inspected. You can just run it whenever you want. Whether it's rusted out, nobody cares, dude. Still got it, huh? You got another car too? Dude, I wonder if it's like Japan. If you want to ship a car from the UK to the United States, you gotta like chop it up into like 15 million pieces so it qualifies for parts and then weld it back together when it gets here. Isn't that like one of the most ridiculous laws ever? I'm pretty sure that's the way it is in Japan. I don't know. It's looking a little bit better. I mean, who's really going to be looking that close anyway? Alright, so here's the tricky part, you guys. We're going to try to go for the front now. Try to get some of this semen off the front of it. Who came on my Nintendo, dude? That's not cool. Still use it now, and then it's on my channel. Yeah, I like the color. At first, I thought you were just posting on there to show it off, because it's a pretty nice vehicle, dude. There's a good while I wanted a VW Jetta. I don't know. I've wanted a lot of cars in my day. I think back when I was 15, I nearly gave my parents a stroke talking about all the different cars I wanted and that. I thought the Volvos from the 80s were really cool. Like the diesel ones. I always think it's cool to have a car that sounds like a semi-truck and just straight pipe it. I got 2 Civic Type R cars, Audi S5 V8, Audi TT, Renault Twingo RS, and Audi A5 convertible. Dude, you got quite a bit. Why you got a 12-car garage? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. You need one, dude, with all those vehicles. Holy crap. So much dope that it broke the scale. They say crack kills, brother, my crack sells. You know, whenever he says that, I always wonder if he's talking about prostituting or selling drugs. Only one car garage? What, do you park them all on the street, bro? Yeah, Volvos are tanks and can take a beating. Yeah, it's one of those type of cars that when you crash it, the car survives, but you don't. Well, Volvos are known for being pretty safe too, but maybe not the ones from the 80s. I don't really know. But it seems like the newer ones aren't really that reliable. 3 on drive, rest on road. Oh, okay, I gotcha. You guys probably say bonnet and what do you say for the trunk? I forget. Bonnet and boot. That's what it was. In the boot. Yeah, here we say trunk and hood. I don't know if that just sounds totally off to you. That's a serious question I really want to know the answer to. But anyway, I don't know. I like cultural stuff. I learned how to speak Spanish. I've tried learning several different languages. I can still remember some Japanese. No, I know. No, I know. Sorry, I'm bad with context, dude. I don't know if I'm autistic or what. I know I got ACDC and OCD and all that kind of stuff. Not actually. I've got ADHD. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if I had OCD as well. Because, like, I don't know. I like repeatedly check stuff sometimes. Maybe that's normal. Who knows, dude? Sidewalk, pavement, highway, motorway. Oh, pavement. Okay. Motorway. Huh. That's interesting, dude. I think it's cool. Like in the United Kingdom, there's like several different accents within the country itself. You know. I always thought that was cool. It's the same way in like Italy and Spain as well. Like a lot of the countries in Europe, they have very diverse accents, you know? All right. I think other than the bottom, I think this thing's pretty dang legit at this point. Dude, is this actually working good for the sticker too? Holy crap. It's actually working pretty good for the sticker, dude. I would have never guessed. Wow. That's brightening up pretty decent right there. I like that. I wonder if anybody's ever thought of using buffing compound for this kind of thing before. I'm sure they have. Yeah, some are strange, bro. Like I hear, what was it? A lot of people say Birmingham accent is really bad, but that's where Ozzy's from. So that's kind of messed up. What part of the UK are you from, bro? Iceman, welcome aboard. Dude, how you been, my guy? You should have seen this before. Actually, yeah, you probably just rewind the stream for a minute. But yeah, it's looking a lot better, huh? What up, Iceman? How's it going, bro? Good to see you, dude. Welcome aboard. But yeah, dude, I got a lot of cool stuff on this haul. I got 3 Nintendos. This one's real beat up. I'm considering saving this for a dedicated video. You guys can tell me what you think on that. But and then there's this one too. This one's got a good bottom on it, and this one's got a good top on it. I'm gonna combine the two of them, make one good Nintendo, and then fix this. I'm thinking about plastic welding the crack back on. I don't know whether fill it in with Bondo, sand it, paint it, or just get it looking as good as I can without changing the color and just use it, dude. Make it my bitch. You know what I mean, Bob? Let me see. I've been good. That's good, Ice Cube. Good to hear it, man. Yeah, it is, but Ozzy's accent wasn't that strong, to be fair. Yeah, that's true. I can see that. Probably, I don't know. He lived over here in the U.S. for quite a while too, huh? I'll run the earlier stream, absolutely. All right, man. Bet I'm from Whirl, over the water from Liverpool. Okay, I'm not sure exactly where that is, but yeah, Liverpool sounds familiar. That's nice. Like absolutely primo, dude. Absolutely. Okay, for that beat up Tendo, you can take it apart and you can put it into a new body if it works. I don't know. I kind of want to preserve it. I kind of like it. It's starting to grow on me, dude. I don't know why. As long as it works good, I might keep it as is. Well, not as is, you know, I want to fix it up some. But yeah, this one has a pretty decent bottom to it as well. I might take the bottom off of this one and put it on this one, because this one's got tabs broken off of it, and just put the two worst pieces together into this. And this one doesn't even really have screws in it either. How many screws is in this thing? One. No, two. It's got two screws in it. They're really not tight either, it seems. But hey. We got this one just about clean now. Once we get this one clean, we'll test it. And then we'll move on. Well, yeah, what else we got left on this? It's a little bit grimy on the bottom. But we're getting very close, you guys. Very close. A lot of that ain't coming off. No biggie. Dude, I really like the smell of this buffing compound too. It smells nice. Reminds me of the back in the day when I used to be a body guy. Imagine that. Get a little bit of that grime out of there. That looks a lot better. Dude, refurbish it into a Tonka truck. You could flip the disc into it and put it inside. You know, like rewind tape back in the day. Yeah, I could always just like open up this crack a little bit wider and put like a beta tape slot in there and have it play beta tapes as well. Yeah, build a custom case. That would be cool. I wouldn't really know how to do that though. I mean, I could finagle something together or something. I don't know. I kind of just want to restore it though, because it's like so bad off. Could you imagine like trying to get it as good looking as it can without replacing anything? I don't know. I find that interesting. I don't know why. I almost feel like changing the case would be cheating, Bob. But yeah, it's beat up from the feet up. Doesn't have a slot. You guys knew that. But anyway, now this thing's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and dry it off. Get the rest of the compound off of it, and go ahead and test it out, dude. So I just have a front loader and a top loader. The basics. The top loader is what I use. Yeah, dude, the top loader was legit. I got a dog bone controller for free. They threw it in the deal, dude. I've never had a dog bone controller before, but I did have a top loader at one point. I think I already said that. But anyway, yeah, so we can try that out for the first time. That'll be cool. See, the other thing, I'm probably going to have to tighten the pins on these and clean them up, because y'all know how front loaders can be. But we'll see, dude. We'll see if it fires right up. Now, what's the cleanest game I got? I don't even know, dude. I'll just put something on there. But anyway, we'll test the cables and junk later. That doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, for anybody new coming in, I got a free VHS player from the 80s, dude. Check this out. Flip this up. It's got some controls in there. It's got reset and memory and all the other buttons, Bo. Check that out. I wonder what channel it goes up to. Maybe I can play some Japanese Famicom on there, dude. I don't know. Hey, thanks for the like, man. I appreciate it. If you're going to do a custom case, you can either take the basic body and put it into something, or if you ever have the ability to, you can rewire a board. It'll be smaller. I don't know, dude. I'm not that much of a professional. I don't know. I've only been wrestling for a couple months, and I really need to get my sparring skills put to use and put together at the same time. But yeah, if you hadn't seen this yet, got this action set box. It's pretty beat up, dude. Hey, what's up, King Bill? Welcome aboard, dude. We got this cardboard as well. So that's pretty nice. It doesn't come with anything inside it. It's just the box. But yeah, we got that. We got the VHS player, and we got 3 Nintendos. We got a gun. All right, I paid $2 for that. We got some cables and a controller. All right, I traded in a DS I got for free, a GBA SP, a Mario game, and I think I paid $60. So yeah, that's all I got for that. That's everything I got for that, I should say. Yeah, because I feel like I got a pretty good deal. Yeah, what's up, Cardboard? Oh yeah, dude, talk to the Cardboard, bro. He's pretty friendly. He might actually talk back, you know? He's got some back talk to him. Not gonna lie, the gray gun is actually worth way more emotionally. Dude, you're speaking to my heart right now. That's the same thing I was thinking, because I have a gun, but it's orange, and I kind of hate it. But anyway. Right? The orange gun looks whack. Hey, thanks, man. I can't disclose all the different dealings I made, because I just can't. But yeah, I've known the guy for a while, so anyway. That ought to knock off some of the suspicion anyway. But yeah. So we got to but that is actually what I paid for it and all that. Everything's legit. So nobody get bent out of shape, okay? Actually, no, we're gonna put this in the traditional setup. Maybe, or should I? I don't know. Who gives a shit? Who gives a flying shit? Right, you guys? Good thing that Coke didn't have anything in it. That was a close call. I'm gonna spill Coke all over the floor. Anyway, yeah, dude, who gives a flying shit, you guys? Anybody at all? But yeah, you guys should have seen this Nintendo when I started. Wow. That's beautiful, Junior. Beautiful. That's what my old mentor used to say. That's beautiful, Junior. All right. We're going to get this thing wired up. Let me see. I miss my old mentor, dude. I was surprised. He told me he was going to miss me, too. He usually just complains about all of his helpers, you know? But yeah, he said he was going to miss me. All right, where's our hookups here, you guys? All I need is... I've got some hookups here. Let's just go ahead and use them. We'll sit that down there for a minute. We'll get this unraveled. Dude, it's not usual for me to like do face front camera because it's backwards. I used to always do that. Like my screen side camera. I don't know if that makes any sense. But it used to be you could do that and it wouldn't be mirrored. But now you're kind of fucked up the ass. Thanks a lot, YouTuber! Alright. Dude, I actually saw original Nintendo AV cables today for the first time. Just the yellow and the red. OEM from like 1985. I was like, holy crap, dude. It's the little things in life, you guys, you know? Who's with me, dude? All right. Let's go ahead and plug this bad mamma jamma in. All right. We got red going to audio. Okay, so everybody tune in with your listeners. Speaking of that, our VHS player has manual tracking. It has a knob on the front. Imagine that. Whatever happened to the good old days, guys? What the fuck? All right. All right. We've got to see them holy, one-armed armor. Butthole Surfers. I don't know if you guys heard of that band, but if you haven't, you got to check them out. They're pretty hilarious. Anyway, we had some guy in from Texas the other day. The band's from Texas, and I think I offended the guy because he's like, "Isn't this that guy from Idaho talking about me?" Because like I have a weird accent, and I was like, "Idaho, you're close. I live in Ohio." I'm like, "Where are you from?" He's like, "Texas." I'm like, "Enjoy your barbecue and butthole surfers, dude. How about that?" Anyway, so yeah, we've got that going for us. I can plug this in. Imagine he didn't actually know who the Butthole Surfers were and thought I was making a reference to something else. Could you imagine, dude? Oh, the guilt. Anyway. Who fucking cares? Exactly, dude. Whoever said that, whether it was me or the person inside my head, I agree with you, alright? Okay. Motherfuck. This stand is getting old, you guys. I'm going to have to get a new one at some point. All right. So we're going to go ahead and test this thing out. I'm going to temporarily move my TurboGrafx out of the way just so you guys can get a better shot of the action, okay? Does that sound like a plan? You guys are the best, okay? Remember that. All right. So now we got our Nintendo set up and ready to go. Let me go ahead and read the comments here real quick. Texas Legends, the Butthole Surfers are awesome. Did you like the Butthole Surfers? What else could we possibly have in common, dude? Holy shit. What's your favorite Butthole Surfers album, Iceman? What do you like, Rembrandt Pussy Horse? That's a good one. Yeah, Rembrandt Pussy Horse. And check that shit out. Comes with a free porno on the back. Why not, dude? Fucking A. No, for real though. My favorite Butthole Surfers album. This is probably the obvious pick, but I don't know. It's not the most popular one. Psychic, Powerless, Another Man's Sack. I think I got 2 or 3 different copies of this album. Yeah, you gotta have one for every platform, you guys, okay? You gotta have one for vinyl, CD, and tape. Or else, okay? I wanna make sure you have all 3. Come in with my Scout Leader badge on, taking notes, okay? So y'all be prepared, or else. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and test this bad man Majama. And what better game to test it out with than freaking Mario? Okay? Why not? Hey, second try. Fucking fire it up. You guys see that shit? That's some luck, dude. Holy crap. I might not even have to do anything to this one. Alright, just for shits and giggles, let's try another couple games. Let's see if they all work just as well. We're going to try Metroid, Mega Man 3, and Double Dragon 2. How's that? Is that a pretty good selection? I might say so myself. Wait, why is there no audio coming out of this thing? Hold on. Oh yeah, because Super Mario doesn't have any audio to begin with. Some dumbass I am, you guys. Okay, I might have to tighten the pins on this. Maybe, Bob. All right, let's read some comments here. Absolutely, they're amazing. I didn't know. So I started with Hairway to Steven. I didn't even know what I was listening to. TBF, I didn't know how good they were. Pepper is the song that dropped and I think caused me to rewind on their discography. One random day, my coworker brought up, "Oh, hey, you ever hear of the Butthole Surfers?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" I'm practically afraid to even mention their name. Dude, it's funny you mentioned that because one year for Christmas, my grandparents wanted to get me something. I'm like, you guys give me some Butthole Surfers albums? And I remember the day we opened those presents, she was like, "You know, Zach, I had to go in person to the music store and ask for those albums." And I was mortified. Okay? That was back before people ordered shit online, you know? You have to actually go into FYE and do it that way. You know, this actually ain't even that bad. Like, it works decently well. I'm all about it. I might not even take this one apart. I don't know. I'm still thinking about switching out the top with that other one. Dude, first try, bro. You see that? Holy crap. I like it. I like it. Let's try some Metroid now. Almost. I don't know. Let's try blowing in it, dude. He says, seriously, like, how do you even say, "Oh, hey, do you have the Butthole Surfers?" Like, as a band, they straight up are untouchable. They're somewhere between Primus and Early Fish. Dude, that's another band I really like. I really like Primus. I used to learn all their songs on bass, too. Like, I used to know how to play Tommy the Cat and Frizzle Fry and Too Many Puppies. My favorite to play, though, is Wyona's Big Brown Beaver. That's a really fun song to play on bass. But yeah, we actually wanted to see those fuckers live. Me and my dad did. I think it was like a year ago. I don't know. That one's kind of iffy. I might as well tighten the pins a little bit. I mean, what fun is it without that? We got to do something to this thing. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you rather see me tighten the pins on this or clean the other console? Or like swap out the parts I want to swap, dude. While you guys think about that, I'm gonna go get a drink. I might tag along with you, to be honest. The first time I saw Primus, my dad took me. Dude, me too. I didn't know what was going on because the crowd was chanting "Primus sucks." So as a kid, I thought the crowd was booing them. Isn't that the best PR ever? Our new slogan is that we suck, okay? So everybody needs to conform and say it that way. All right? Well, yeah, it probably started off as a real thing, like people actually saying that Primus sucks for real, and then just going about it that way. You want to split it? Coke is good for you, dude. Everybody go out there and buy some Coke. All right? It's a requirement. You get your whole daily value of sugars. What more can you ask? I don't know if you guys noticed, but like all the lights in my house look like boobs. So, hey, we got good taste here at the CRT Gamer Villa. All right. Hey, this boob even has veins on it. Check it out. You like veiny tits? Check this out. Check this one out. Yeah, that's a good one, huh? Oh, man. I might just have to leave this live private from now on at this point, dude. You just never know, okay? You can't say anything at all these days, so we gotta sew our mouth shut, okay? That's the one thing that everybody needs. If we're doing a socialist government, the first thing we need to check off the list is make sure everybody has a needle and thread so we can all sew our mouths shut. Okay? All right. Random fact. So I'm actually in one of the recent Electric Frankenstein music videos. I didn't even know it was going to be a music video. Electric Frankenstein. I never heard of them. What's their big thing? Like, what's the genre? I mean, we could play a game for a little bit. I could test out my dog bone controller. That'd be pretty fun. Gonna open my drink now. Anybody who was wondering, that is what I am doing at this point. Dude, I don't know why, but the thought of playing with that Nintendo that's all messed up and has a big crack in it is like the funnest thing for me. I don't know why, but it's like tempting for me. Is that mentally unstable? They're like garage punk. They're considered like godfathers of that genre. Their album art is amazing. Dude, I wish I could listen to it right now. I'm actually going to write that down. I want to write it down. I don't have any paper, so I'm just going to write it down on my arm. What do you say, Electric Frankenstein? Okay. Frankenstein. Yes. I'm sure I spelled Frankenstein wrong, but that's okay. Who fucking cares, dude? All right. Oh, dude. I don't know why. It just seems to be that the last Coke in the fridge always tastes the best. I haven't had an entertainment system sticker on my Nintendo for years and years and years because I rubbed it off with freaking rubbing alcohol. You guys don't even know how much joy this gives me having this here. I don't know. It's still got that cum stain on it for some reason. I couldn't get that out. But it's squeaky clean, dude. You guys hear that? That's officially my boleto of honor. All right. Okay, what are we doing here, you guys? I got to get my shit together. Okay? You know, you guys want to try out that crappy Nintendo just as is? I don't know. I'm kind of curious if it's actually going to work. Let's do that. Excuse me. The lead singer is this dude from Pennsylvania. And just as this 50-year-old dude jumps into the crowd and will fight everyone. So basically he's like, what's his name? Gigi Allen's brother or something? Is that who he is? His brother from another mother. Okay? Yeah, dude, let's go ahead and dirty up a game for the sake of YouTube views. How's that? It's only got 2 screws holding it together. It's about to come apart. But will it play a Nintendo game? That is the real question. Let's go ahead and pivot this toward y'all so you can actually see the screen. How's that? The light's probably in the way, ain't it? No, it looks good. Okay. Alright. Alright. We'll get a little video game here going. That was terrible. I apologize. This is the rusty one. No, it ain't. It's just a little bit of corrosion going on, but not too bad. So Metroid didn't work in the other one. Let's see if it'll work in this one. Oh boy, it's really loose. Hey, it powers on. We give it that. Can you imagine like the amount of dust that's accumulated in there without a dust trap all these years? I can see it, bro. Wouldn't it be funny if Metroid fired up the first time though? After not working that other one? Yeah, I didn't think so either. Alright, let's try this one, dude. Yeah, this one's gonna need some work. I want to put up a poll on what you guys think. Whether you think I should clean it now or make a dedicated video on it. All right, so everybody, please vote. Okay, I had a little clean it no. I had a little fuck up there. That's my bad. All right, so you guys want me to clean it no? Clean it no. Okay. Oh, it's pretty fucking stupid. Okay, anyway, yeah, let's just go ahead and fuck with it, dude. Let's maybe we can take it apart and I can go down and get my my plastic water and I can at least pop that back into place for now, you know, and maybe tighten the pins. That wouldn't be too bad. But hey, look, you guys, the bottom of it actually isn't that bad. It's really not bad at all, you know. So we got that going for us. Anyway, I want to go ahead and clean it now, dude. Yo, take that thing apart, clean it, and risk getting sick from ancient parasites. Dude, if I could learn any language, it would be ancient parasite language so I could speak to the parasites, okay? And just like Gibby Haynes always said, and you talk to the fish, you know? Because he went down to the bottom of the ocean and all that stuff, and freaking worms and all that. Dude, Gibby was obsessed with worms. Can we all just give a hand to Gibby Haynes from now on? Day in and day out. Is that too much to ask? Okay, let me see this here. One of my random games I'll never forget is an old lady handed me Tecmo Wrestling. I'll never forget. What was the context behind that, bro? That makes me really intrigued. Like, was she following you around? Did she have a white van? But no, like, why would she... Okay, did you know the lady? Was she, like, from church or something? Or, like, what's going on there, dude? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and grab my drugs. Okay? Coca-Cola. All right? We don't use hard drugs here, okay? Only legal cocaine, which is Coca-Cola. All right? Bro, you want me to try to clean this with Coca-Cola? No, that's a terrible idea. That's terrible. I want to move the camera a little bit because that looks like anal fucking shit. Shit out of an ass. Okay. What does that look? Better? Worse? It's not terrible, I guess. I don't know. I want to move these fucking things out of the way a little bit. And I'm going to move my camera over here. Is that any better? It's actually not too bad. I kind of like it, dude. All right. What do you think? We got to take this thing apart first. I got a little box of tools over here, guys. Excuse me. We got some tools, Bo. Okay, she owned an old farm and had literally a niece who had huge gazongas. I was like 11, and I was like, well, I'm going to accidentally swim into those. Dude, you don't even know. I don't know if I even want to talk about this on stream, but like, I don't know. You got me there, dude. That's a lose-lose situation for me, but I will approve of this message that you have sent me. I just can't comment on it, okay? Well, yeah, I do agree, and I sympathize with you there, and I definitely relate to that. Okay, technically we only have 2 screws to take out of this thing. And, so we're going to do that. And, take this thing apart, dude. How does that sound? Does that sound like fun to you guys? We're going to see how freaking dirty this thing is, Bob. Oh, boy. Yep, 2 screws. That's all it was. Hey, I'm glad it has something holding it together at the very least. You know? This isn't like the Sega Genesis. You got to worry about the light up top and the wire. Or even the Master System's like that too. So you got to worry about that. Well, we got some rusty dusties here, you guys. But it doesn't look terrible. We got some loose screws here for some reason. And the RF shielding is dented pretty good. Dude, it literally looks like somebody went, you know what? I think I'm going to kick this thing as hard as I can. And then went ahead and did it, dude. You know, I mean, maybe it had like a really nice flap on the front, and somebody thought, I want to rob the flap off of this Nintendo. And they kicked the fuck out of it and grabbed it, dude. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wonder from now on, you guys. We can't get a straight answer. But if I had to guess, I'm guessing there's so much junk in that back room that he had to step on it, and there's no avoiding it. But we're going to go ahead and try to save this thing and make it actually a decent working console. How's that on for size? So this thing looks like it's tilted a little bit this way. But, I mean, it's definitely been taken apart before, right? Because, I mean, why else would those screws be sticking out like that? You know? We got 2 votes for clean it now, and 1 vote for make a dedicated video. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close that poll. All right, thank you all for voting. I appreciate that. All right. We're going to go ahead and deep dive into this thing, Bob. Look, we got some dust bunnies in there. You guys see that? We got some dust bunnies, Bob. Do they hop? Can they play Street Fighter 2? Okay, I got a story for you guys. I used to be a total scumbag, and I hung around like some pretty scummy people. And there was this one guy I met in the mental hospital, okay? And he was like a compulsive liar. And I'm not even making that up, dude. Like, legit, any chance he had to lie about something, he would. And I remember we were in the mental hospital and we were watching the Jerry Springer show. And he was talking about how he was on the Jerry Springer show and all he got paid was a carton of cigarettes and a hotel room. He was talking about being a deep sea welder at like 20,000 feet below sea level and a bunch of this other crap. And what the fuck are we doing here, you guys? Anyway, I invited him over to play video games one time, and he brought his bunnies over with him, which was cool. I told him he could bring his bunnies over or whatever, and he told me his bunnies could play Street Fighter 2. And I totally fell for it, dude. Because, like, every time I would look over, the bunnies would have their paws on the controller. And I was just like, dude, I'm getting my ass kicked by a bunny in Street Fighter 2. How is this even possible? But, like, he was pretty good at covering it up, dude. I'm not going to lie. If he actually was lying about it, because now I'm, like, second guessing myself, even at this point. But who knows, dude? Maybe some bunnies can play Street Fighter 2. Who knows? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and repurpose our top shell for a screwdriver holder, or a screw holder, I mean. You guys want to guess how much I paid for this Nintendo by itself? Nothing else involved? Go ahead and guess. Comment below, dude. So basically you lost to a rodent. Pretty much. You know? There's also a guy that worked at Video Trader whose name is Rat. So that's something else. His name was Rat Boy. And of course Lava Girl worked there as well. But yeah, you guys want to guess how much I paid for this? Hey, thanks for the likes, you guys. I appreciate that. Whatever. Elmer Fudd would never lose to a rabbit, except maybe a rabbit and duck combo. Rabbit and duck combo. Yeah, dude. Okay, I want to let a couple other people guess too, because I don't want to just give it away right away. So we got one guess at 32. Okay, who else wants to guess? I'm leaving the phones open, you guys. Hey, fun for everybody, okay? Everybody needs to be involved. Or else. Dude, it looks like somebody spilled a drink in this fucking thing. Look at that. You guys see that? Looks like somebody just went and splashed some vodka on there or something, dude. Yeah. If it was vodka, it would have evaporated. Most likely. Okay, do we have a toothbrush for this thing? I gotta go get a toothbrush real quick. Okay? You know what? I'll just get the toothbrush I'm using and get a new one, because it's about time I changed it out anyway. Alright, I'm back, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So it does look like this thing is sitting a little bit prettier now that we've got that RF shielding off of there, so that's a good sign. Anybody else who wants to guess how much I paid for this thing, don't forget to comment below, okay? We'll give her a minute and then I'll tell you. Anyway, this toothbrush is still wet. I rinsed it off. So, gotta get it dry somehow. Maybe if I pour some rubbing alcohol on it, it'll evaporate. I don't know. Does alcohol bring the water with it when it evaporates? Who fucking knows? Okay. Is this even 91%? I don't know, dude. I really don't. I know I watered some of them down, because I was going to use it as prep sauce for painting something. I forget what I was getting ready to paint. But, yeah, I was thinking about maybe painting this thing. But I don't know. I kind of just want to leave it the way it is. But yeah, dude. This is definitely a project. I like it, though. I'm not going to back down, okay? Apparently you can replace these little black pieces, too. Because it's got two little flathead screws in it. Yeah, I could do that. I'll probably want to actually take these off, or at least this one, so I can get to both sides and actually weld that up proper. Okay. Let's see, are we dry yet? Not really. But I don't know, what are we using for this? I just want to say fuck it and use some of this stuff. That'll probably work pretty decent, huh? I don't know what I'm doing here, you guys, so don't follow after any of my advice, except I know for a fact tightening your pins under Nintendo works wonders. Okay, at least for the front loaders. I just don't want y'all to go out and break your Nintendo and have it be my fault, you know? I wouldn't want that. Oh, the stain is still there. It's plain as day. What the fuck is going on? Okay, let's try at it again. Maybe we might just have to deal with it. And I'm fine with that. But we're going to have to at least give it a shot. But yeah, anyway, I paid $15 for this console. 1.5. Yeah, it still looks like it's a little bent. What makes America so straight and me so bent? That's what I want to know. Anyway, I don't know. I'm almost fine with it the way it is. Except it's a little bit tweaked. But it's really not bad. I think as long as I get this RF shielding straightened out some, it should be okay. I'm gonna give it some CPR here, you guys. We're gonna need a dolly of some sort. Piece of metal, piece of wood, something like that to put behind it so we can hammer on this thing and straighten it out. Something flat. Anything flat. Oh, here's something. I really don't want to fuck this up though, that's the only thing. Because this brick has some legitimate sentimental value to me. It's the brick from Video Trader, the original Video Trader, dude. You know what I still think I kind of want to get? A Dendy. Just because, like, weird Russian NES in my house, so I can be like, look at that weird monstrosity, look. Dude, I don't really know too much about the Dendy, but it's ringing a bell. Alright, so we got that going. But yeah, dude, that would be pretty cool. I was thinking about getting a Korean Master System, but they're like outrageously expensive, you know? Outrageous. Okay, I gotta go get a hammer now. I'll be right back. Go grab a hammer. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, this looks like a real legit setup for a body guy, huh? A freaking brick is a dolly. Yeah. I literally just don't want to go out to the garage and get a dolly and do all that. is like, that's gonna take a solid minute and a half. Okay, how are we doing this? It's not really small enough like that. There we go. But then, okay, I'll put it like this. Okay. Okay, this is kind of cringeworthy. I'm gonna try to be careful with it. I'm trying to get the big part of the crown out of it. This is also going to turn into a bodywork lesson, you guys, okay? You get the crown out of this thing. That's the highest point. We're going to try to clamp this down somehow. Maybe with our finger right next to where we're going to be banging the hammer at, because that's healthy for you. There we go. We got the crown out of it. Okay. Move it down a little bit. Okay, that's pretty flat. I don't mind that too much. It's not terrible. Okay, now we got to do the top and the back. The back looks pretty amped up. All right, let's go ahead and flatten her down, dude. Okay. That piece of metal there is kind of in the way. I'm going to try to work around that a little bit. Pivot it like that a little bit. Okay. Not terrible. I think it's workable. Alright, I'm just going to put this down flat like that. And we'll tap this part out. Not too shabby, huh? We're going to clean that up a little bit. That looks pretty jank. I want to put some rubbing alcohol on it. And we'll scrub her down a bit. That's mainly just rust anyway. But we'll at least knock the dust off of it and junk. It won't be rusty dusty, it'll just be rusty. But who cares, dude? I mean, we're giving her a better shot than she would have had otherwise. So it's like, might as well, dude. Might as well, Bo. And you gotta show them one of these, dude. You can always wipe out the interior. Give her a nice little detail. You guys like that, don't you? I figured you might. Okay, we got a little bit of a tit right there, as my old mentor would say. Tap that tit down. We gotta get the tit out of that. We all know tits are good for you, but in this case, they're not, okay? We flatten her down a little bit. Not too shabby. If there's one thing I can teach, it's a little bit of metal working. A little bit, okay, not a lot. But I know my way around a hammer and a dolly a little bit. I kind of marred this up a little bit, but who's gonna know? I mean, really. Okay. Let's see if we can put this thing back down and try to mock it up a little bit. So this here is sticking up a little bit too far. So we can go ahead and try to bend these back a little bit. Or we can just let the screws do the work for us. I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to screw it down when we're done cleaning it. It should be good. I'm not mad at it. So I'm going to try to avoid taking these screws out, because if I've learned one thing from taking Nintendos apart, I might actually have to take it out. But you got to be really careful putting it back in, because if you tighten the screws down too far, it'll actually interfere with the mechanism and it won't go down the first time you push it down. It'll like push itself back up and then you gotta try it again. So I'm gonna see if I can't work the pins. What is this fucking shit? It looks like miniature pine cones coming out of this Nintendo. What is that? A freaking rat turd or something that's been permeating throughout the Nintendo for the fucking past 10-20 years? I mean, what else could it be, you guys? I can try to sniff it a little bit. It just kind of smells like the rest of it. Anyway, it's not a bad smell. That was hard. You guys hear that? That was hard. It could be a freaking mouse turd for all I know. Who gives a fuck, though? Let's go ahead and scrub down what we can see here. And not worry too much about the rest. I mean, because what are we really worried about here? Getting it working good, making the outside look nice, getting some dust bunnies out when we can. That's a nice little dust bunny right there. We got that going and involved. Okay. We're not going to worry too much about the rust around in here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take a Q-tip to the contacts in here. And then I'm going to try to bend them up a little bit. It's going to be tricky. Do I have a pick in here with me? I do not. But I do have a multi-tool. Maybe there's something I can use in this. We got a little saw. We need a tool to get the tools out of this thing. Okay, I think this is a little pick, maybe. What is that supposed to be? A bottle opener? I don't know, dude. But this might be too big anyway. I want to go ahead and just clean the contacts and see how dirty it is, and maybe we'll test it out again. And if it still doesn't work very good, I'll tighten the pins up. Or I could go to the garage if you guys want to wait. I can bring an actual legit pick in here and pick it up. Let's see here. You get some Q-tips. Some rubbing alcohol. We can cross those off of our list, dude. Hold on a second. Never heard that word before. Do you mean gazungas? Hua hua hunka hunka awooga. Good grief, dude. Never forget the number of awoogas that our forefathers had before us. Yeah, imagine that. They had those horns on the Model Ts and stuff. They had plenty of those, dude. I assume they were very horny back in the day as well. Okay? Pardon the pun. Anyway, let's fucking clean this shit out and shut our fucking traps, huh? If I can't say anything intelligent for once. Anyway, you guys can say whatever you want. I don't care. But, yeah. I think it'd be cool to own a Model T. I don't know why. They can't really go more than, like, what, 40 miles an hour or something like that? You imagine driving one of those on the highway? Like, taking the limiter off of it or whatever. That'd be in-freaking-sane. See, I'm not entirely sure of the effectiveness of actually trying to wedge a Q-tip in here and clean it out. But it's got to be something, dude. Dude, George Washington was a 6'4", 200-pound ginger man. He was probably terrifying to British people. They were like, what do we even chip cheerio? What do we do? Chip cheerio. Okay. I don't even know what to say to that. He was British too, though. That's the thing. I mean, that's my homeland right there, is Great Britain. It's funny, whenever people talk about, like, deporting all the Mexicans and stuff like that, I'm always like, we might as well move back to the UK at this point, dude, you know? Because that's where we came from, right? So might as well follow suit. I'm out, dude, okay? I'm taking the first train out of this place. I don't know about you guys. I think it's funny, we left the UK for freedom, and, you know, not to make things political, but now they're freer than we are. So it's like, it's what we get, dude. Anyway, this thing's coming a little bit cleaner. Then he'd write letters home and be like, dear wife, love you, grow more stanky danky and that delicious sticky icky. Then he'd be like, time to go to war, this giant monster with wooden clankers. What's a clanker, dude? I don't even know. What are we even talking about here? Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'm going to clean up these audio video jacks here real quick. There's a little bit of rust on it, but I'm not too concerned. I mean, it's really not that bad. Okay. Ankety pankety? Is that what we're talking about now, Bo? Okay, so I think I might have an idea. I want to take some of the cotton off of this Q-tip, make it a little bit thinner, like one of those little troll dolls from back in the day. And we're gonna intertwine it back together. Okay, so we don't get any stray cotton balls in there. Alright, we wouldn't be wanting any of that. I might actually make it a little bit thinner than that. Just get just enough to squeeze it in there, you know? Because I feel like we didn't really reach in there too much. Now, when we go to tighten these pins, we really don't want them too tight, because I've tightened pins up so much that it'll actually break the cartridge, because like the contacts will get stuck in there so bad, and then it'll just crack. The plastic cracks on the inside, and then you're kind of fucked, dude. Not gonna lie. Let me see. Let me see. Right letters home and the clankers. We talking about those? Oh, the big old chompers. Them clankers were terrifying. I could imagine, dude. You imagine how much wooden teeth would stink? I mean, they're like absorbing up all the food and crap. That'd be nasty. Anyway, imagine you're the average man. You're British. You're like, I got enlisted, and this 6'4", 200-pound Goliath with rotten wooden teeth is climbing out of the woods with a musket rifle screaming. I mean, you're basically describing me right now. I'm 6'4" and 200 plus pounds. I mean, I don't have wooden teeth, but other than that, dude, you'd shoot straight brown out of your crown. You'd cry. I'd cry. I would know what to do. Give me a good one, maybe I'll cry. Go with me, show me. Tell me a good one and maybe I'll die. Okay. Anyway, I would know what I'd do. I'd tap out, and he'd be like, yo, don't like this. I could imagine. King Bill says, nice work. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I'm trying to do something or other here. Maybe it'll work a little bit better. then maybe he takes mercy on your poor British soul. Yeah, you just gotta tap out. The commander sees you bringing a white flag out in your back pocket to the battlefield. He's like, what's that for? You know, like you didn't already know the answer to that. But I'm just gonna try to wedge this in here as good as I can and kind of wiggle it around. You know, see if maybe I can get that excess dirt off of there. We're going to do this one contact at a time. Okay, and we're going to try to be extra careful. Okay, because this is delicate stuff we're working with here, you guys. I mean, it's really not that delicate. If it was that delicate, it'd probably be one of those like off-brand 72-pin connectors. This is why everybody needs to go shop at your local video trader. Okay, because everybody needs to have one. Okay, we need to make sure we mandate opening a video trader in every part of the country. Okay, we got to have the same guy running all of it so we can make sure we get quality control across the board. It'll only be open like once a year, but it'll still be good because that way people can get their video trader fix every once in a while. I'm sure he'll probably leave his Taco Bell in one of the places and he'll come back a year later and like all the mice will have taken it over and stuff and they'll be in there selling games instead. That'll probably be what'll happen. Dude, when I was a little kid, I actually drew a picture of Video Trader and I have it sitting up on the wall over there. It's posted up with some tape. Okay? See, we're getting a little bit of junk out of there. Not too bad. But yeah, we're almost done cleaning it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop that crack out of there. Okay, because we all love crack. But even though, we're still going to be popping it out, dude. Pop, lock, and drop it. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry about the 2006 reference. I hate myself for it, and you should too. Okay? So be sure you do that. Alright, everybody, put one mean comment in the comment section. Or else. I want to see them flooding in, dude. You're only allowed to comment mean comments when I say, okay? If else, not allowed. Alright, I'm giving you guys a free pass to put any comment you want in there, even though YouTube will probably block it anyway. Thanks a lot, YouTube! Okay? Can't live with them, can't live without them at this point. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and make sure all that evaporated, which I'm sure it did. I don't really give a fuck if it did or not, because we're putting her back together anyway, Bo. I'm going to go ahead and wipe up some of the loose dust I'm seeing here, there, and everywhere. And then we're going to go ahead and pop this crack out. I want to see, maybe I have a really small flathead screwdriver. I can take this black piece off of here. Maybe that'll help me pop the crack out a little bit. Anybody else need their crack popped? That's what the chiropractor's for, right? Oh, we got another multi-tool here. Maybe it has a pick with it. Doesn't look like it. Fucking A. Alright, what are we putting in here? A flathead. That's what we need. Alright. Okay. Be careful with this. Be very ginger. Gotta be very ginger with it. Gotta make sure we're lined up good. Such is life with a flathead screw. We gotta make sure she's lined up good and go ahead and go to town. Alright. Saying my Mac battery's low. That's always a good luck for you. Gonna have to plug it in. Good thing I got the cable right there. I wonder how much percentage my phone has left. Because we got both of those rolling for you guys. Okay, it's all part of the process here. We're all running off of batteries, okay? That means if the power goes out, we'll still be alright. we'll do the show lit by candlelight, okay? I'll be sure to make some spaghetti and meatballs for you while I'm at it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pop this off. That was pretty easy. Okay, I don't really think it's gonna matter too much though, because it's like just a tiny little bit that's under there. But we're gonna go ahead and snap, crackle, pop that back into place. All right, not too bad. It's actually wanting to stay too, which is nice. Okay, I'm gonna put this back on here for now. I don't know if I decide to plastic weld it today, I can put it or take it back off, but that might be for another time. But we'll see, dude. Might have to vote on that as well. I don't even know, dude. But it seems like most of this crack is right along this vent line here. Well, it doesn't look like that up here. But the crack is going kind of inward like that. So, anyway, I can't forget to check my battery percentage here, you guys. Hold on a minute. All right, I'm gonna have to plug in both of them now. Sorry about my luck, you guys. We don't want the stream cutting out. This might actually be a decent Nintendo to use by the time we're done, you guys. Wouldn't that be freaking sane? You know what? While it's apart, I think I'm going to go ahead and clean it. Just in case that crack decides to like pop back out. That way I can adjust it if I need to. So I think I'm going to go ahead and clean the top part of it so we can get that out of the way, dude. Because that's how you say dude in Spanish, is way. So get used to it. Like the protein. You gotta get those protein dudes in the chat now. Welcome aboard. Any protein junkies out there? Everybody's got to get their protein somehow, okay? Whether it's by eating food or doing it the cheaty way, though. So get used to that. No, I don't have a broken knee. For those of you coming in, I'm going to go ahead and take that towel off here. You know, I never noticed this before. This actually has like, it's like engraved 22. Does that mean anything? That's kind of odd, bro. I never noticed that before. But yeah, this actually doesn't look that bad now. Now that we pop that crack back. And it's wanting to stay too. Like I said, it's not being like overly outrageous with us. So that's good. We'll go ahead and get our Meguiar's out and start polishing on this bad baby jam. What do you guys say? I say hoorah! All right, dude. Where's my polishing stuff? We need some Meguiar's. Get old-fashioned Meguiar's. Where is it, dude? What the fuck? I just had it. Oh, there it is. You guys see that? I almost stepped on it. Can you imagine I fucking crack it in half? That would have sucked. That would have been like right where I would have needed to step on it to crack it too. Krakatoa! That ought to be good. We just put the final nail in its coffin, you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and squirt this down on here. All right. You want to do one side? We'll do half of it, and we'll show you and see how you think. See what you think about it, dude. See, we're getting more rat crap on here. What the fuck? I thought we were done with that. I thought we had moved past that. Oh well. There's a first time for everything, I guess. Excuse me. I don't know what it got into me, you guys. Okay. Let's see if maybe we can get this looking pretty decent. Huh? You get your best result if you go in circles. Just like a real buffer, you know? I'm going to call this the $15 Nintendo. Doesn't that sound good? When's the last time you could buy a Nintendo for $15 anyway? I mean, maybe at a yard sale. Maybe. Even then, that's freaking needle in a haystack. Right there. Alright. Well, it's not coming clean as easy as the last one it was. Maybe because I can't really put a whole lot of pressure down on it. That, and it's been stepped on, abused, and kicked around, and screamed at, tossed and thrown, and all that kind of stuff. Suplexed. Any other sort of wrestling move you could think of. Alright. Well, we're getting there. It's not the photo finish I imagined, but it's definitely one heck of a lot better. Holy crap. I missed a couple little areas, mostly because of the predicament this console was in. Okay. What do we think, guys? Look any better? Not too shabby. Go ahead and start working on the other side now. Dude, it's getting good. Like Mike Matei always says, it's getting good. Or no, he says, get good, dude. So we're making it get good. Or else. We gotta threaten it at gunpoint from now on. I could turn this around and sell it on eBay for $150 now. Imagine that. No, I'm not actually gonna do that. I might end up selling it at some point, but like, I'm gonna use it for a little while. I'm going to do that experiment too I was telling you about. We're gonna need extra Nintendos for that. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more Meguiar's down for the other side. I'll put it on this side actually. Should be good. Yeah, we're getting all the footprints out of here anyway. It's like step one. Remove the footprints from said device. Yeah, I think it's going to be mighty beneficial to this Nintendo to have some plastic welding done on it. See, I was thinking about maybe doing plastic stapling, but you couldn't really do that with this vent in the way, you know? You have to just take your plastic welder and stick its tip down in here. Just the tip, okay? Don't get carried away, you guys. Alright, just the tip. Right in there and take it all the way out. But we'll see. I don't know. Plastic welding doesn't always hold up very well, which is why a lot of people do the plastic stapling. I could put a staple right here. That would help. But I don't have a plastic stapler. So that kind of puts a damper on that idea. I'd go out and buy one. But then what's the point of that? Dude, it has to be the $15 Nintendo. It's like those cars off of the Lemons races. You can only pay $500 for your race car. That's kind of what this is right here. It's the $15 Nintendo. Okay? No other money will be spent in the process. Now, I wouldn't mind having a front lip for this thing. I'm talking about it like it's a car now. Oh yeah, I think I'll get a spoiler and a body kit and some neon lights for it. Which I guess neon lights wouldn't be that far out of the realms of possibility. Knowing the people refurbing consoles these days. Alright? Get too carried away. See if we can get this black splotch out of here, dude. Now I don't want to torque on it too much and buff it too much. We don't want it to be like completely smooth. We just want to get it good and clean. I want to put some pressure on the back of this so I can wipe that off good. Yeah, I'm glad I left this thing undone to buff it because it's like pretty fragile. Not gonna lie. But it'll probably have this thing holding it up a little bit. I don't know. I don't like the fact that that's bent. You know, I just don't know what I'd do about it. Maybe like put a flathead screwdriver in there, maybe. I don't know. Just the tip right here pokes with middle finger violently. Did I? I didn't notice that. I wouldn't doubt it though. I've been known to point with my middle finger sometimes. Well, it's getting cleaner. I still need to put some work into this area right here. Dude, could you imagine if we like retro brighted this thing? And then like sell it on eBay for $500, but still call it the $15 Nintendo in the listing? Dude, we'd be world famous from then on. It would be official. Well, we got that side pretty good. Oh, look at that. As a comparison shot, I still haven't gotten this thing out. Case in point, me having ADHD, I can't just do one task at a time. I gotta like do one thing a little bit, half-assed, go around to the other part and do that, and then do this and that. See, that was worked into me when I first started working at Carvana. Basically, their goal was to get the cars out like as cheaply as they could and just like fix everything for free without buying any extra parts. And so what I would do is the manager would go around and be like, "Hey, how you doing with this car?" And like look at it and say it was good enough, even though it wasn't completely done. So what I do is I do everything at a time, but just spread everything out evenly. That way, if everything's like slightly better than half-assed, I can push it through a little bit quicker, you know? Instead of just working on one dent for 5 hours, get it perfect, and then I got 2 more dents I gotta fix, and they're like, "What's taking so long?" You know? So that's been like burned into my subconscious at this point. And it's really not good to be that way in like a real shop, because they want you to like do this and then do that and then that, you know? Because apparently it's more productive that way. I don't fucking know. Who cares at this point, dude? Anyway, we almost got this black thing off of here. Or whatever color it is. I don't know, dude. Yeah, there ain't no time lapse in this shit. Ain't nothing to do but to do it, you guys. Mother of a fuck. What is this? Permanent ink? It's almost gone. Almost. Dude, I don't think any other person who would have bought this console would have ever thought of putting this much effort into fixing it up. I don't know. I don't think anybody would have ever bought it, to be honest with you. It probably would have just sat there until they closed, inevitably. But I was sitting in there looking around while he was in the back getting me stuff from the store, from the video game store in the back. And I was looking at this thing, and I'm just like, man, if I don't buy this, nobody's going to buy it. Like, I felt the need and the urge to take it home and save it, you know? I don't know why. Maybe it's my motherly instinct. How's that for once? Okay, guys. What do we think? There's a couple big scratches here. 3 big scratches I want to get out. These 3. If I can do that, I'll be pretty happy with it. I have a buffer from Harbor Freight in there, but it's fucking busted. Like the Nintendo saying, "Welcome to the club, dude." You're pretty much that console's savior. Some guy who was 40 years old and built it in 1985 is smiling from his grave right now. You did it. You respected the hell out of Jin Quan Yin. Dude, that's a Chinese name, bro. Wait, were these made in China? Hold on a minute. Pretty sure they're all made in Japan. I have no idea, to be honest with you. Yeah, made in Japan. So it would have been like Hikoto Jurikata or something like that. You know? Get it right, Iceman. What the fuck? Whatever, dude. You don't know if that name's Chinese. I have the feeling. I mean, it definitely doesn't sound Japanese. I can say that with certainty. Well, yeah, no, some of the Master System consoles were made in Japan, in Taiwan, and stuff like that. I forgot I have a Nintendo box up there. I'm just reminding myself of that. And I'm glad I do, dude. I remember like going into some of the video game stores and looking up and I'm like, I was so jealous of all the boxed consoles they had and stuff. And now I got a couple of my own, dude. Why not? Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna come off or not. I want to give it a good chance. I don't know why I'm opening this. I need this here. Anyway, I want to give it a good chance. Put some, get a little dab of that on there. Get a new part of the cloth on it. Just really dig into it good. You gotta really get mad at it sometimes, you guys. Okay. Well, those ain't really coming out. But that's not really that big of a deal when we got bigger things on our hands anyway. I remember when I first saw a Sega Saturn, I was like, I want one. Anyway, so that thing's dead. What do you mean, like the wanting of the Saturn, or the Sega Saturn itself? I had a Sega Saturn. It was pretty reliable, I would say. I don't know. I feel like if I buff it a whole lot more, it's going to turn out way too shiny. But I know for a fact I can get these little spots here off. Is that another crack? Or a scratch? Sure hope it ain't a crack. I already got enough crack in my life. Should I play some of my songs? I feel like we need some music. I mean, like literally it's impossible to get one that does not have the disk drive that's died. Apparently they die so fast. You know, I never really heard of that before, to be honest with you. But I mean, a lot of those. I know my Sega Dreamcast had a faulty disk drive. And I tried using one of those like really gimmicky eyeball cleaning discs that has like the bristles coming out of it, and it fucked it up even worse, to say the least. So I had to take it back. I had a Sega CD that I fucked up the disk drive on because I left it flipped up, and then I went to like unplug something from the TV and I kicked it and it like flipped back. Yeah. I was not a happy camper, dude. No siree, bub. Okay. I'll go ahead and get in here pretty decent. Dude, this console is really starting to grow on me. I'm beginning to form a relationship, you guys. Okay. I'm gonna have to change my relationship status from taken to polyamorous with my girlfriend and also a Nintendo. That's kind of a long-winded estimate, dude. All right, now we're going to get this side. Get it pretty good. No, we're going to get it perfect or else, as my old boss would say. No, he would say, you're going to get it perfect or else, because there's no way he was helping. Fucking Tim. He was a fat bastard. I remember the first time I went in for an interview with him, I didn't think they were going to hire me. And I was kind of relieved because I didn't want to have to work for them. But then they ended up hiring me anyway. Whatever sense that makes. He would like always threaten to kick her ass if stuff wasn't right. And I remember there's one time I was so dehydrated I fell over. And this was after I tried to like explain to him what was going on, because he came up to me and I started trying to tell him what was going on, because I was sitting down inside of a car. I was about ready to pass out. And I tried talking to him and telling him what was going on, and he just walked away. So I got up, I bumped into a welder, and the welder hit the side of the car. And then after that, he was trying to act like he wanted me to pay for that. Like, isn't that what insurance is for, dude? It was rough, man. I mean, I was working right next to the air compressor, so it was always like 200 decibels right in your ear all the time. It was fucking hot on top of that. Imagine no air conditioning, working next to a paint booth, hardly any ventilation at all, and then also the heat of the compressor on top of that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going into IT now, so hopefully that'll be good for me. Learn how to program. Maybe I could be a shitty developer and then critique my own shitty development. I'll come out with a new Nintendo game that sucks balls and then review it and give it a bad review. That ought to be pretty motivational. Alright. And we just got a little bit left on this bad man with Jamma. We got the front, then we got the bottom side of it. And then we can put the 2 screws back in that was holding it on. That ought to be good. I guess we could rob 2 screws from the RF shield and do it that way. I'm sure I could find some extra screws for it somewhere. Oh, I got some laying around here, there, and everywhere. Which side of this is wet? This side. Alright. We're going to go ahead and dry this off. Let me see here. Your old boss used to give himself grenades. He would unload his butt into his hand and sniff it. I saw it. Dude, you're speaking my language. Tim would he would kiss all the asses in real life, but kick them in his dreams. Sounds miserable. I used to work in the military doing garbage like that. Dude, I couldn't imagine. What was the military like? Were you like on the front lines, or how did that work? Maybe one day you'll be like, AI will do this and you can control Skynet. Sure, yeah, I'll upload my brain to the mainframe and then like control it remotely from there. So it'll be like remote work, but from my brain. If that makes any sense. Well, yeah, dude, I think this is about as good as it's going to get for now. Which actually ain't too bad. No, I was just a mechanic fixing aircraft bodywork. Dude, you did bodywork too? Bro, what else could we possibly have in common at this point? I don't understand. That's insane. So, what was doing aircraft bodywork like? Were you like putting Bondo on stuff? Were you Were you like pulling dents? Like, how did that work? I want to know. There's a little scratch here I think I could probably get off. I'll just get a little dab off of this. There we go. That ought to do it. Okay. I'll go ahead and put this little piece back on here. That ought to add some structural integrity, right, guys? For fuck's sake. Actually, I'm gonna poke this towel through here and clean these vents up a little bit. Aircraft sheet metal, you basically go to the aircraft, find the issue, you follow the tech orders to what you're supposed to do. Replacing rivets, parts on the craft itself, removing old bits and putting on new ones, that's basically it. You do that, and then once in a blue moon you get something new. Bird strike, bullet, etc. That doesn't sound too bad. What were you doing? Drilling the rivets out or belt sanding them? I don't know if belt sanders were popular for that or what. Because that's what we used a lot of times was belt sanders. I mean, you could drill it out too. I mean, I'm sure they had like air compressors and stuff. You drill them out most of the time. What would you do other than that? Like take a torch to it or something? Or belt sand them? I doubt you take a torch to them. That'd be kind of funny. Like, you can't hold this on if you're metal. If you're liquid, bitch. Get out of there, Bo. I want to use my fucking toothbrush. Put some freaking some rubbing alcohol in there. Why not? Weaken up the plastic some, you guys. How's that? Does that suit your needs? After a bit, you possibly paint the aircraft. You typically paint like parts, chunks of the aircraft, like the gears, etc., or the entire bird itself. No, if you can't get it out, you gotta find a new way to get it out, because if you cause more damage to the area, you're fucked. You gotta be real smart about how much you fuck up. What, do you get like demerits or something? How does that work? You probably get like a certain amount of fuck ups before you're out, you know? Probably how it works, huh? Man, that's nasty. Holy fuck. You get written up, and if you cause enough, you can get demoted or straight up kicked out of your job, and you're mopping floors. Really extreme examples. Those dudes go to jail. They go to jail for fucking up bodywork. What would the charge be? Like sucking at your job? I don't even know, dude. Like, you probably have to be trained, like pretty well trained before you go into that. you're causing like millions of dollars worth of damage. That's usually the angle they go with, the finances. The military is all about finances. The craziest stuff you will see seems like the most mundane stuff as a normal civilian. Huh. So they're pretty strict about it then, are they? Well, thanks for your service, man. I appreciate it. I really do. Probably get really good benefits too, huh? I know I'm going to have trouble finding something that's going to make as much money as I did when I was doing body work. That's the one thing. I mean, as long as I'm only getting an associate's degree. Body work paid pretty good. Alright, dude, I think that's good enough. Well, as soon as I say that, I find something else. Of course. Guys straight up got kicked out of the military for having bad credit. It's crazy to say, but it's true. Yeah, they are strict about any financial stress you cause them. Huh. So, have you ever worked at like a dealership or like a automotive body shop before? Just because I'm wondering, like, if the body guys there in the aircraft body shop or anything like the body guys at like a regular automotive body shop, you know? I could just imagine like my old mentor coming out of the corner being like, "Fat bitch," you know? Like he used to always say that, "You fat bitch." I don't know, he just cussed at anybody and everybody. But it was all in good fun, you know? Most of the time. Most of the time it was all in good fun. Sometimes there'd be some hard feelings, but yeah. It was normally warranted. Whenever you cuss somebody out, or at least cussing me out, because he hardly ever cussed me out. Not me. I stayed with aircraft, so I don't know. I've known dudes who worked for them, and auto body stuff seemed harder, especially with how you buy time. So I guess it probably wasn't flat rate then, since you were working on their own aircraft. They probably just wanted you to do it right and not get anybody killed, you know? For the most part. That's my assumption anyway, I don't know. Okay. You can scrape this out a little bit. There you go. That's my old better. Get this side. Not too shabby, dude. Alright. I'll go ahead and put this top piece back on, I think. I don't know, you guys think that's good enough? There's some dust on there. It's not too bad, really, especially for where it's come from, anyway. Make sure I put this back on. Like how they have an oil change, it's supposed to be 20 minutes or something. Yeah, we were salary, but I got paid so bad. Dude, that kind of sucks. You'd think being a aircraft technician would be a lot more lucrative, you know? Like they pay you a lot more. It's like it's pretty high stakes stuff. Almost. Okay. Let's see if that's good enough. Probably, maybe. Could be a little bit tighter. I don't know, probably gonna end up taking it back off anyway. But that made it a little bit more rigid too. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Okay. Put this back on. All right. I missed my Snap-on magnetic screwdriver, dude. That thing was like $90. And didn't even come with Torx bits. Had to buy those extra. I think they were 20 bucks. Maybe they're more than that. I don't know. They got like T15, T20, T25, T27, T30, T35. All right, how many screws do we want? 4? Yeah, so that'll have to be enough for now. We gotta evenly distribute our jankiness here, you guys. It's the only way. Press that down. Okay. All right. Well, the RF shielding looks a good bit better. I don't think we really... Ooh, shit. think we really resolved any problems with this thing other than breaking it, I think. Did we break it? Oh, we didn't. Is this supposed to go all the way up like that? And hit up against the top? Or did I just fuck something up? I don't know. I'll check the other one. Yeah, it does hit up top. Okay, so we're good. Kind of scared me for a minute. All right. Go ahead and put this back on. I don't know, I was thinking about maybe putting this bottom on something else, but that'll be alright. I'll keep this one a little bit more original, you know. Well, I guess we got 5 screws out here. I don't fucking know. Apparently I can't count. So we got that. Oh well. We got enough screws in it. It'll be fine. Alright. Yeah, dude, this thing feels a lot more sturdy now. Dude. This thing ain't even want to push down hardly at all now. That's pretty good. It's actually kind of solid. I like that. Alright, we're gonna clean up the bottom part a little bit, and then we'll plug her back in and see if she works better now. Maybe clean it up a little bit. I'm sure cleaning it up on the inside ain't really gonna do anything. It's cleaning it on the outside that really makes the games work better, you know? That's what really helps. Anybody who tells you different is a know-it-all. And a loser. Alright. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't swap out the bottom piece for this. It's scratched the fuck right here. And yeah, that's not the only place it's scratched up. I'm gonna try to use alcohol on this piece here. I don't think that's gonna come very clean, but dude, it looks one heck of a lot better. I'll give it that. I gotta wipe this off here. Still got some compound residue on it. What's going on there, Bo? Welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome aboard, Capitan. Thanks for the like, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate all the support. It's all very good. And I like it a lot. Okay. This thing's actually solid now. I think as long as I don't step on it again, it should be good. All right, dude. Oh, boy. Getting too old for that shit already. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Dude, that looks worlds better than it did. Not bad at all. So cheers to that. But think all right. Let's see if his games work any better here, you guys. Looks pretty even up here, really. Kind of dirty, though. I don't know why I didn't get that clean. Probably because I can still clean it out here. But yeah, it's really not that bad. It's a little bit bad, but it's not that bad. Okay. Move you guys into prime time position. Right there. Alright. See if Metroid works now. That'll be a pretty good metric. Yeah. blowing it. Excuse me. Man. Yeah, this one's a little bit janky, dude. Not gonna lie. Let's see if I can do one of those numbers. Nope. This is like the Nintendo I used to have. It was about this reliable. Of course, it tighten the pins on it, but this is part of the fun, though, dude. You gotta enjoy it. It's a requirement. Pretty nostalgic, huh? Well, hey, what do you expect for 15 bucks, right, you guys? Have to figure something out with this thing. I want to make this my most reliable Nintendo. Can we do that? I have to tighten the pins. What worked first try? I know Mario worked second try. Let's try Mario. Here's a trick I don't do too often. Let's try this. Yeah. No luck. Probably hasn't been used in quite a while, I would imagine. This is like trying to get a car that hasn't been started in 10 years to start running. They sell a Nintendo cleaning kit. Is it for the cartridges or for the consoles? I never bought one. That's what I want to know. I just want to play something on this thing. Seems like they're fairly tight. You know, the pins are. gotta really prime the thing. Alright, dude, what's the cleanest game I got? I don't really want to muck one up either. Hey, let's get Super Pitfall. How's that? 2 peas in a pod. Oh, that one was loose. Felt pretty loose. Nope. Yeah, there ain't no way this one's gonna work. Worth a shot though. Maybe some Rad Racer. I think maybe Rad Racer will kick on. We gotta start making bets. Oh, there's something. We might actually be able to get this game to work, dude. Let me test out our dog bone controller. Anybody? Dude, I wish I just had like an air chuck so I could just blow out the front of it, you know? That'd be nice. Some good old dry air. I guess I could just get one of those little rattle can sprayer things. Air duster. It would be really cool to get to work in this thing. Double Dragon 1. I haven't played a game of Double Dragon 1 on Nintendo for a while. Let me see. No such luck. This residue's killing me, dude. Hold on a second. All right. Should be better now. Imagine that shit's flammable. I looked on the back, it didn't say it's flammable, so it shouldn't be. What? I heard music, dude. Did you guys hear that? He said his first words. What a guy, dude. I love that. We're getting close. I can taste it, you guys. Can you guys taste it or what? I know I can, dude. It's a taste of imminent victory, okay? Victory is definitely imminent. Yeah. I want to have my work cut out for me with these Nintendos, dude. I'm telling you right now. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try cleaning this while we're at it. Okay? Let's go ahead and do that. Might as well. This thing's sturdy enough it'll even hold my rubbing alcohol. You see that? What a John, dude. Beautiful. I like it. She's a little bit dirty. Of course, that might be dirt from the console, too. But I did try to clean it. Oh, wow, yeah. It definitely needed a cleaning. Okay. Okay. That's promising. That's the side it likes. It likes this side over here. Whoa. Okay. I'm breathing some life back into her, you guys. quo. Probably would have been less time going down to the garage, getting the pick and tightening the pins. Now that I think of it. But we'll do that tomorrow. I just want to get this game going so we can play it. I just want to play something. Because we're almost there. Alright, we're doing one more round with the Q-tip. Sure, why not? Alright, we got some off there. Is it supposed to not have any music? Hey, I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's try and play it. Use my new dog bone controller. Sure, why not? Alright. Okay. Well, it's frozen, I guess. Either that or the controller port doesn't work. I guess we're gonna find out. There we go. That's more like it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's play this shit, dude. Why not? I didn't start, it ain't working. Hold on. Let's see if this. Maybe the port's dirty or something. I don't know. Maybe the controller's broken. I'm gonna try a different controller. Yeah, this one ain't working either, bro. Fuck. This is the kind of Nintendo you get for 15 bucks. There we go. I guess we just had to hit reset. I don't know. It's like an Atari game now. We gotta hit reset to start the game. Wow. We're going back in time even more now. jump kick until later, huh? Come at me, bitch. See what happens. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, he's coming back. Come on, kick her in the nuts. There we go. Much better. Always like doing that trick. Oh yeah. My favorite part of the game, you guys. Alright, I want to see if this dog bone controller works here now. Swap her out. For good old time's sake, dude. See how I like it. My first time ever using a dog bone controller. Dude, I like it. It feels nice. It feels a little bit sticky, but oh shit. Whoa. Whoa there, boss. How many kicks does this guy take, for fuck's sake? Good grief. See the final boss? Well, I'll be fucked. Well, yeah, dude, it works pretty dang good. I mean, I wouldn't say pretty dang good, but I don't know. See if we can get something else working on it now. I don't know. Maybe some Ninja Gaiden. I could rip some Ninja Gaiden on this thing, dude. I could also probably rip ass right now, but we're live, so we're gonna save that for later, okay? Might as well, right? I think I cleaned this game for a while. Let's see if it needs a cleaning. This console at least keep me accountable, you know, keep all my games clean. At least until we tighten those pins up. This one's dirtier than I expected. Kind of crazy to imagine it was this dirty and it worked just fine on my other console. You know? Alright, here we go. Wish us luck, you guys. Oh shit, that was it. That was it right there. If it wasn't for the lockout chip, we'd be gaming by now. I kind of want to play Nat Charente or whatever that says. That sounds like a fun game. Dude, this is like torture in a jar, you know? Being able to see it, but it's not working. I want to blow in it. When in doubt, give her a blowjob, huh? That didn't really help anything at all, did it? I don't know, we'll give her another clean. See how she does. We're going to need a lot more Q-tips, you guys. I don't think the world has enough Q-tips for us. All right. Oh, there's something. I missed it. You know, the one good thing about having this console is knowing that I'll never have to worry about it cracking in half. Because it's already cracked in half, dude. We've got that out of the way, you guys. Checked off the list. That tasted good. Vitamins and minerals. I'm probably blowing all the dust from like the top of the tray into the pins when I'm doing that. It's probably not really helping much of anything. Ned Purgente is what we're playing, you guys. Oh boy. Oh fuck. I almost debated playing it like that, you know? I don't know. Maybe I should have. It seems pretty on intent on displaying that and not what it's actually supposed to display. Fuck it, dude. Let's see if this VHS player is gonna work. This VHS player was probably released back when I still had competition from Betamax. Most likely, dude. We gotta get a tape we don't care too much about, just in case it does decide to eat it. Eat shit and die. Boom. We're plugging a VHS or a VCR into another VCR in order to play it. Video out, audio out, there it is. Okay. Let's see if this thing powers on. It's blinking, I guess. Is there a tape in it? No. Huh. Yeah, let's get it. What are we getting? Twister? Twisters everywhere, dude. If I fuck up my twister tape. I'm sure I can find a different one. All right. It says it has power. That sticker's falling off. That's good. Nice. What, is it gonna be stuck in there forever now? Motherfucker. Yeah, this thing ain't doing jack shit. Nothing at all. Now my tape's stuck in there. Let's go ahead and get it more stuck. How's that? Just in case that wasn't good enough for you. There, how's that? Is that stuck enough now? Motherfucker. Well, I guess I'm gonna be taking that back. Hey SC, how's it going, bro? Welcome in, dude. Well, I got this VHS thing for free and it doesn't work. But 2 out of the 3 Nintendos I got works. I haven't tested the third one. But first one works like a charm, dude. It fires right up. That one right there. The this one here is having some troubles. I got to play Double Dragon out of all these. Did I test all these? I tested most of them. I don't know. The pins need tightened on it. Oh, it ain't even plugged in. That would help. Yeah, I was saying before, it's pretty intent on displaying whatever glitchy mess that is. It seemed like it got a good connection before, but I don't know, it's like the lockout chip won't let it turn on. I guess we're playing it like this for a little bit. Oh no, maybe it'll clear up over time. Who knows? Anything's possible, right? I can't even tell what item I have. I'll be right back. We'll let this play for a little bit. Seem to clear up at all. I don't know. Doesn't really seem like it. Can you open up that VHS, or is it not an option in priority? I'm guessing that's an issue in the power unit. I mean, it powers up, it just doesn't want to take the tape in or play it or do anything, really. I do like this dog bone controller though. It's really comfortable. Kind of hard to see where the platform ends there. There we go. Motherfuck. Alright, anyways, guys, I've been Zach. You've been the audience both. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and if you liked it, please give me a like. Alright. See y'all next time. Peace out.